It's Frosty, Heidi, and Frank on 95.5 KLOS.
Well, it's the Heidi and Frank show. Don't forget, coming up in an hour, the 9 o'clock hour, we have the KLOS $1,000 mashup we'll be playing for you. And we had a winner yesterday, so we got an entirely new set of songs and titles. You got to name in order, so be sure to listen to the 9 o'clock hour for your chance to win that $1,000. But right now, let's talk movies with Mark Ellis, co-creator of the Schmoes Know movies.
There he is.
Hello, team.
What's up, Mark?
A little disappointed you didn't wear shorts because there's nobody's calf game that's stronger than
I
yours.
post a lot of workout vids on Instagram, and they're all about my calves.
He's got great calves.
Only part of my body that I'm proud of. It's
probably
the calves, it's the beard is a distant second, and then everything else is just, oh, boy.
It's probably the only part of your body you didn't have to work on. Because I think calves are more of like you either have them or you don't. It's really hard to, if you don't have them, build them up in the gym.
Well, I still play basketball all the time. I played basketball since I was a little kid, played all through high school and college, so I think that's why, that's what I attribute the calves to. It's funny, I actually got a text from my high school basketball coach's son this morning saying that he's on the verge of 1,000 wins. And so they wanted me to do like a video for him. And I'm like, yeah, he probably should have played me more.
Yeah.
I was on the B squad a little too much there, coach.
Yeah, I hydrated a lot of the players that helped get you to some of those wins.
Good to have you back, Mark. It's always fun. And this week, opening up in theaters, we have Bad Boys for Life. The Bad Boys, Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett, are back together for one last ride in the highly anticipated Bad Boys for Life, the sequel to Bad Boys.
Yeah, let's get excited, gang.
It is exciting.
This is the movie we never thought we'd see. I mean, there's some sequels coming out this year that I was like, I didn't know. If you told me this when I was 10 years old, I was 15 years old, that we were going to get another Top Gun movie, my head would have exploded.
Same.
And now with Bad Boys, Martin Lawrence, I think, is one of the most underrated comedic talents of all time. Pair him with Will Smith, everybody's favorite megastar, them back together, not directed by Michael Bay. This movie's produced by Michael Bay, who did the first two. It's directed by two Belgian filmmakers who really do a good job of emulating Michael Bay's style without going full Michael Bay now with it. So
right.
I think this movie, it's really funny. There's a lot of great action in it. Joe Pantoliano's back as well as their, the guy trying to control everybody.
Joey Pants.
You guys shot 900 people. You cost the city $1 billion of insurance. You need a guy like that in a buddy cop movie, and Bad Boys for Life has all that stuff. I had a blast.
Yeah, I said it's a sequel to Bad Boys, but there was a sequel to Bad Boys 2.
That was called Bad Boys 2?
Third installment, 17 years after Bad Boys 2. We finally got Bad Boys for Life. What kind of Schmo rating did you give it?
I gave this 3.9 out of 5 Schmoes because I will go deep into the decimals. So I didn't get quite to 4 out of 5. There's a lot of, silliness in the movie and a lot of stuff. They're like, well, that's convenient, but are you really looking for Oscar-winning fare?
Yeah,
no. You want a counter to all that, to all the Little Women's and the Uncut Gems, which I guess did get robbed, and the Irishman and all these things of the world. You just want a fun movie to shove popcorn in your face for 2 hours.
Movie, yeah.
It's a blast. And just to see, because Will Smith has gone on to do so many different things in his career, to see him come back to that kind of role, it's a lot of fun. I mean, they're in very different places in their lives now, so Will Smith is still kind of the aging bachelor who doesn't want to accept that he's getting older as a cop, and Martin Lawrence is just looking to settle down and retire, but maybe you have this one last thing that's going to make these guys team up and be bad boys again.
Love it.
Did I sell you?
Yeah, you did.
In.
did actually.
I'm already online buying my tickets at Fandango right now. No, 76% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, good. That warms
solid
my heart.
C, right?
I mean, does that equal a Schmo rating? Like what you said, a 3.9? Is that like a 70?
Yeah, you're right there.
That is actually right on par with mine because mine would be translated into a 78.
Okay.
If we did it like that. But I mean, the way Rotten Tomatoes works is like because a positive review for Schmoes would be anything that's 60% or higher. So that's 3 out of 5 Schmoes.
Okay.
So that gets factored in, and that doesn't mean that that's my score that gets factored in Rotten Tomatoes. All they factor in is that I gave it a positive review versus a negative review.
Got it.
So the 76% reflects that most people are positive about this movie. There's been some negative reviews, but the math and the algorithm kind of confuses me. But that's how it works: is that it's not the actual score that they factor in; it's just whether I said it's positive or negative.
It's fresh.
It's a pass-fail.
So let's get to the negative review.
What's the unsatisfactory
Which
review?
is Doolittle. It's opening up in theaters. Robert Downey Jr., Antonio Banderas, Michael Sheen, a physician, discovers that he can talk to animals.
How can this not do well?
Yeah,
it's
it's
Robert
Michael
Downey
Sheen,
Jr.
Robert
and
Downey.
animals.
Yeah, and it's a remake of a beloved film from, the 60s with Rex
Harrison was great in it, and then Eddie Murphy. Had 2 runs as Dr. Dolittle, and I am very curious to see what the box office yields, because maybe there's a lot of families that are just itching for something to do. They all love Iron Man. They want to go see Robert Downey Jr. The kids are going to love the talking animals, but I heard y'all driving in this morning talking about 2-letter words that can ruin your day, and so the ones that I came up with were baby shower, missed period, Air Supply, Nickelback, and Doolittle. And it's just not really. It's better. I've seen a lot of people say at least it's not cats. And yes, if we're going in a talking,
it appears it's mostly
trend,
dogs. Well, no, I guess there's a gorilla.
There's an ostrich.
Yeah.
Oh, there's everything. There's everything.
The talking animals genre is just not doing well at the theater, with cats being the first to fail.
Yeah, cats really. It's a step in the right direction from cats. So
Is it boring? Because I've heard the word boring said in reviews of it.
It should not be as boring as it is.
Wow.
If it's aimed at kids, though, I mean, if it's talking animals, how can you go wrong with it?
Well, that's the thing. You have to look at these movies and be like, well, again, are they entertaining 39-year-old Mark Ellis, who used to play high school basketball, still has the Cavs? Or are they looking to entertain kids, or you just want to see like a talking gorilla? And so I think for them, I think it'll pacify them for a couple hours. You know, this is why I'm not a father. This is why I don't do this stuff. This is why, as an uncle, to take kids, I'm just entering into that period of the kids' lives, my nieces and my 2 nephews, that I'm going to have to take them to the movies.
You are.
And I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know if I'm going to have to do a lot of child wrangling, a lot of apologizing. Like, I'm sorry, my kid, they're loud. I think that this is a movie that they're going to skip, and maybe I'll take them to Top Gun 2 this summer.
Is there a plot in Doolittle other than the fact the animals talk? Is there anything exciting going on? Any drama at all?
I don't remember Doolittle in the previous iterations. It's been a minute, but him being like as standoffish. I know that he likes animals more than humans, which
He says, I'm just not a people person.
yeah. We can all, particularly Heidi and I, can relate to that. We would rather talk to dogs all day.
Yeah, you want to
than
hang
we
out
would.
with Molly. I want to hang out with Cowboy, and that's it.
do nothing else.
Do
with
nothing
that.
else.
You have 6 other dogs. I can name just one of them.
Well, I didn't want to name them all right now. I had to pick
Go
one.
ahead.
I
Just
had
go
to
ahead.
pick
You had to pick one. They're
from-
listening, by the way.
They're listening.
Well, she named the one that's fighting Conor McGregor this weekend. It's a
Come on,
big-
Cowboy Cerrone.
I would love to see him in a cage and then a dog comes out and just chews his arm off.
That's revenge for Michael Vick, what you did to my people.
Doolittle got 13% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's
a hard
mostly
F.
negative reviews. And I think it's one of those ones where if you trust your kids and they really want to see talking animals, drop them off in the theater and then go sneak into Bad
Are there
Boys for
kid
Life.
movie reviewers like a baby Schmo?
There was a
Because you
kid.
think
Schmoo.
they go to the like Schmo Junior. I don't know, because you go to these because it's not up for me. I'm
No,
not
there was a kid. He was on Good Morning America, and like critics, I can't remember if Harloff got mad too, but everybody lost their minds because there was this kid who was like 14.
You've been doing it forever. This kid's on Good Morning
He's
America.
14 years old, and he's reviewing a movie, and he's not doing a bad job. He's like got his suit, and he's doing his thing. And then I can't remember. He got in trouble on Twitter because he said something that like any dumb 16-year-old would say. Like, I don't know. It was like about like this female didn't do a good enough job in her role, or just something like that. That maybe he was right, but he was also said it in a tone-deaf way, and then everybody started hating him because he's a man
16.
saying it. Yeah. And so he just had all that stuff going against
So they never
him,
look
but-
back since for kid critics.
Yeah.
So the choice this weekend would be Bad Boys for Life with 76% on Rotten Tomatoes. Highly recommended by Mark Ellis himself.
lot of
Bad
fun.
Boys for Life hits theaters tomorrow, 17 years after Bad Boys 2, but that's not the longest. As far as space between the previous film and then a sequel or an addition comes out, there was a 20-year gap between 1988's Rambo 3 and 2008's Rambo.
Okay.
When
Okay.
it came back out. 2014, we were treated to Dumb and Dumber 2. It wasn't worth a 20-year wait, though.
It was about a 19-year. Yeah, it was a 20-year wait.
T.O.
Right.
Yeah, T.O.
Yeah.
There had been talk of a sequel in 1996, Trainspotting, for years, but it finally hit theaters in 2017, 21 years after the fact. I mean, do you think? I mean, since Trainspotting was such a big movie at the time, it takes 21 years. So people just lost interest, and so then the sequel's never going to be as good as the original.
Well, I don't know how well the original Trainspotting actually did in theaters. I think it's one of these movies like Office Space.
Right.
Everybody loves Office Space. Oh, Office Space is great. Nobody saw the movie in the theater, and it just kind of picks up this cult following and a bunch of college kids watching in their dorm and stuff like that. And then it gets this acclaim. I don't even know how well The Big Lebowski did in theaters, but I know that it was
now
airing
it's iconic.
every night somewhere on my college campus.
Yeah.
You know?
Was Wall Street big in theaters with when Gordon Gekko became an iconic character?
The first one was a pretty big hit, yeah, and it got Michael Douglas his first Oscar for acting, and
then 23 years later,
Shia LaBeouf.
Money Never Sleeps.
Yeah, Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps.
Yeah.
Right.
I got one longer than that, though.
Really?
I got The Shining came out in 79 or 80, and then Dr. Sleep came out last year.
Yeah, recently.
So,
Whoa.
Ooh.
and then I don't know if you count like The Wiz, like a sequel to The Wizard of Oz. I mean, we had a prequel to, we had Oz the Great and Powerful that came out with
Right.
James Franco a few years ago. That's a prequel to The Wizard of Oz.
There was that
So-
Psycho, original in 1960, and then 1983 Psycho 2 came out.
with Anthony Perkins reprising his role.
Okay, I'm really going to test the depths of your brain. 1971, The Last Picture Show.
Yeah.
The sequel of 1990 was
Is that The Player?
No.
What was it?
Texasville.
Oh, jeez.
Texasville.
Sybil
Shepherd, Sybil
Shepherd?
Shepherd, yeah.
Yeah.
Samsonite. I was way off.
Here's a long one.
Eric, make that the movie password game. The Last Picture Show.
Most obscure, tough question ever.
When you go back and look at films like that, you were pretty young when they came out. Obviously, in 1982, Tron came out.
Right.
Are you a big
right.
Tron fan?
I had never seen Tron. I remember my brother and I seeing the VHS jacket at Video Update where we rented movies, and we thought it looked a little cheesy. And so we're like, nah, I'm not into this. But when Tron Legacy came out, and I saw the trailer for that, I was like, oh, this looks awesome. Still never gone back and seen the original
You
Tron.
didn't.
But
Well, it's because
people...
that Tron came out 28 years before Tron Legacy.
Yeah, I didn't. It's like I didn't want to touch it. I didn't want to unearth it. I just wanted to experience Tron Legacy for itself. But there's people who saw Tron when they were little kids, and then it's just a very different movie when you grow up. I mean, there's some movies that hold up, and then there's other ones where you're like, what was I on?
I don't think I've ever seen Tron. Like, I don't even know what it's about. No.
Here's a 30-year gap between the original and the sequel. The Odd Couple, 1968 was the
Jack
movie.
Klugman.
The Odd Couple 2 came out in 1998.
Did it really?
30-year gap.
Oh.
With Mathau and Lemon?
And Lemon.
Yeah, they because
Grumpy Old Men.
they were big on Grumpy Old Men came out, I believe, in '93 and was a huge hit. Then Grumpier Old Men came out,
Right.
and then they did like Gone Fishing or something like that.
Oh,
there
right,
was like some
yes.
sort of cruise movie. But I mean, I'll watch Mathau and Lemon do anything together. So then The Odd Couple 2, I imagine I can see why that gets a green light.
Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome came out in 1985, and you had to wait 30 years till Mad Max Fury Road came out.
That's right. But Mad Max Fury Road, I can't remember in my head with Thunderdome if that's a prequel or that's a sequel to.
Oh, I don't know either. Isn't Tom Hardy after Mel Gibson?
I think it's after because there were like whispers that Mel Gibson might do a cameo at some point as the Road Warrior. So yeah, I think it is a sequel.
And then Blade Runner 2049 took place 35 years after Blade Runner came out.
And that's one of those where a lot of fans were saying like as far as the box office results, where you just waited too long.
Yeah.
You waited too long
35 years
to get this thing. You overestimated how much people love the first Blade Runner because it is a beloved movie. But
Is it
again,
Schwarzenegger?
Harrison Ford.
Oh, Harrison.
Yeah, Harrison
Yeah.
Ford was it, and he made a cameo.
He did, yeah,
In
yeah.
2049.
He was in it, and the movie's really good. But the original Blade Runner did not do that well in theaters. It's one of these movies that builds a cult following. So got to be a little careful when you're greenlighting a sequel so many years later. I tend to think Bad Boys for Life is going to do pretty well, even with Doolittle being the more family movie. I'd be surprised if Doolittle beat it at the box office. But
The Oscar nominations for Best Picture are out. What are they? The Irishman, 1917, Parasite, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Marriage Story, Joker, Jojo Rabbit, Little Women, and Ford vs. Ferrari, and The Two Popes.
Why are there so? There's like 10. Is it 10 you just
There was a
rattled off?
lot of movies that were ignored by the Oscars, like Star Wars, The Rise of Nerd Erections,
yeah, I was first in line for that one.
Little Women in R. Kelly's Basement. That didn't. That got
A lot of people didn't see the colon. In the,
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in West Hollywood.
That could be fun.
Dust Mite is my name. That totally overlooked. Ford versus Ferrari versus Batman versus Predator versus Kramer. That got overlooked.
Just too complicated.
I would see that movie.
Just so
You
complicated.
throw Batman Predator in a movie.
I'd see this one. Vibrating sex Toy Story.
4.
Yeah. Oh, now I see why they call you Woody.
I don't
Cowgirl
think
Jesse's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to ride. Oh, yeah.
nobody wants to play with Forky in that movie.
Richard's Family Jewels. That didn't do well. Okay. Frozen 3, The Unthawing of Walt Disney's Head.
Oh.
Pay to see that. Pay good money to see that.
And finally, Crazy Rich Ethiopians. This did not get recognized.
I think that's what the 14-year-old film critic wanted to go
Yeah,
see.
Crazy Rich
He saw the-
Ethiopians, then he got
saw the
fired.
wrong movie.
1-800-955-5567 is the number. You're going to need that number to play movie password coming up next. If you enjoy going to the movies, it's good for your health, after all. It's good for the heart, it says.
Wow.
Unless you get that cheese sauce on the nachos.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what you
Don't
get at
get-
the snack stand.
This guy just like I was behind a guy a couple weeks ago who got his large popcorn, and it's like he just kept
butter.
hitting the butter. He just kept hitting
We're
it.
just
It-
sobbing.
How do you eat that? Because the
A
top gets all
spoon?
soggy.
I think you just tip it and
Popcorn
it just
soup.
drains it.
Oh, drink it. Oh. Do you like a straw for your popcorn?
Oh, God.
No, Frank said it was good for my health.
The Bad Boys for Life, is it says the level of stimulation that you get from a movie can help build cardio fitness levels and burn fat if the excitement level is at
Adrenaline,
that level where it actually raises your heart rate. So is Bad Boys for Life maybe a heart racer or no?
I think, there's scenes that can contend for that. I would say, based on that, I would say comedies or horror movies would probably be the two best ones.
So if you're a couch potato and you just sit around all day watching movies, watch thrillers because it gets your heart rate up, which is like
There you go,
She's
exercise.
doing a little cardio.
Yeah, who needs a treadmill? Just watch exciting films.
Couch cardio.
And if it's really scary, you'll be up all night thinking about it, still stressed out.
Right,
so
there
the
you go.
calorie burning effects last long after.
Yeah. There you go.
Go
if-
see The Conjuring and get ass.
Get in shape.
They say the cinema is one of the only places left where you can step away from devices in the outside world and truly switch off. Is
That's the goal.
Going to the movies.
Because even if you watch something at home, you're just probably looking down.
Yeah, the goal is
went
put the
off.
phone down in the movie theater.
Yes.
Don't be picking it up. Nothing's that important. Turn it off.
Turn it off.
I think
Leave it
that's
in the
why
car.
people freak out more now when you see somebody light up a cell phone in movie theaters than maybe you did 10 or 15 years ago. It's because this is the last sanctuary.
Right.
It's like this in church. If you take it out in church, I'm not going to yell at you. One, because I'm not there, but also because the movie, like, I'm just so focused on the movie, and this is cell phone, it reminds you that, oh, yeah, there's other stuff going on outside.
That's right. It takes
So
you out of it.
Just don't even, leave it in the car.
Well, then why, after 85 years of having cinemas, they haven't figured out how to wrap up things that don't make sound in the bag? Like, you could have soundproof wrapping of jujubes and slowpokes and Twizzlers, but everything sounds like this.
Okay, here's my
Everything's
theory
in a
on
noisy,
that.
noisy bag.
As annoying as that is, it's also a reminder to everybody who did not buy jujubes or popcorn or soda to go and get some.
Right.
That's my take on that. I think that they make it as loud as possible
Make
so
you
that
want
you're
it.
like, oh, I don't have a Butterfinger.
It's a reminder to
Off
eat.
to the concession stand.
There's a guy drinking his popcorn next to me.
808 or 801 text the show suggesting that I forgot as far as gaps go between movies, the Paul Newman, The Hustler, and the sequel, The Color of Money. That was about 25 years apart.
Yeah.
Pool playing thing.
Color of Money, great. The Hustler is like an all-time great movie.
Yeah, I guess The Hustler came out in 1961. In 1986, The Color of Money came out with Tom Cruise and Paul Newman.
I'll take The Hustler. I love me some Cruise. I will take The Hustler over The Color of Money.
The Jackie
Scorsese did
Gleason,
The Color
right?
of Money.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I think Scorsese did The Color of Money.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, we are going to...
I'm not going to argue.
I'm not going to argue with that.
I don't know.
And Tom Cruise, to this day, still de-aged. It's amazing.
Right.
They haven't taken the mask off.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're playing Movie Password. Now, if you were listening closely during this segment, any movie
God, we mentioned
that
a
was
million of
mentioned in this segment could be a possible answer during Movie Password, where Eric shows us the title of a movie. Each of us give you one word we associate with that film, and you have to come up with the title based off those 4 clues. News. 1-800-955-5567 is the number. And because I already gave away all the prizes today, everybody who successfully guesses the title of the movie today gets a 1-year subscription to FHFShow.com and become a VIP. And all that has to offer and all the benefits. All right? 1-800-955-KLOS. We're Frosty, Heidi, and Frank.
It's time for Movie Password!
Yes, it is. And Mark Ellis is here, one of the co-creators of the Schmoes Know movies. We talked about Bad Boys for Life and Doolittle opening up in theaters this week. Bad Boys for Life got a better rating with 76% of Rotten Tomatoes. Doolittle not so much with 13%. So it's really up to you what you want to go see. But right now it's time for Movie Password. Mark, you got something going on this weekend you want to promote before we get into the game?
I'll be at the Comedy Store Friday and Saturday night telling jokes. You can get tickets at markellislive.net. And huge shout out to 95.5, particularly Gary Moore and Christian Hand when the sad news of Neil Peart passing away. Y'all did such a great job with that. I was jamming out to Rush all day, and as sad as I was, it was great hearing how Christian and Gary were breaking down all the tracks, and you once again realize why he is the greatest drummer of all time and why I quit playing drums after 6 months. You hear that stuff?
Never gonna be that good.
Never come out of this body.
All right, so be sure and go down to the Comedy Store this weekend to see Mark Ellis on stage. But right now, it's time to play Movie Password. So here's how this goes. So we're going to get a contestant to play. Eric will show us the title of a movie, and then each of us give you one word we associate with that film. Now, if you were listening to the last segment, any movie that was mentioned could be a possible answer.
There were a lot.
Oh, there was a lot of movies mentioned. Could be a possible answer in this segment. So hopefully you listened and you already been teased with the answers.
There's a lot of things we can't say.
Oh, yeah, we can't say
Character names.
Actor names.
Right.
Actresses,
Directors.
director names.
any name or word in the title of the movie, of course.
That's what you're guessing.
Okay, here's a question. So let's say it's a sequel to something, right?
Right.
Are we allowed to say sequel? Because I think that's.
I think
Yeah, sure.
I think that's fair.
All right, let's just ask. Are there any sequels?
It's a tough one to answer.
Please
All right,
answer.
all right.
Answer nothing but.
It's a tough one to answer.
That's
All
odd.
It's hard to answer.
right, it's hard to answer. That's
Intriguing.
another
Love
clue. All right.
I smell prequel.
Oh,
First contestant to play Movie Password is going to be Ray. Hello, Ray.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Ray. Is that the delay or is Ray just slow?
No egg.
I think he's slow.
I can't tell still if it's
dear.
delay or
We
no
don't know.
egg.
All right, Ray, where are you calling from?
Orange County, California.
I'm voting slow now.
Now I'm
I
voting
think-
slow.
There's just an extra lag
can't
there
be that slow.
implies
All right.
brain
Ray's
drain.
got a lot of energy.
I don't have a good feeling about him
All
winning.
right, the clock will
so
start.
bad.
I'll give you your first clue. The clock will start when Eric gives us the title of the movie. All right, here we go.
Let's do it.
Buddies.
Cops.
Duo.
Sequel.
Bad boys.
All right, you got it. Even though it wasn't a
Bad
sequel,
Boys.
but you
It's,
got
yeah,
it.
it's the original.
It's
If
the
he had
original.
said Bad Boys 2, yeah.
But it made a sequel.
I understand. I understand
So-
what you were thinking.
Right.
The sequel?
Right.
All right, it is Bad Boys, so you won, Ray. So you got a 1-year VIP to Frosty, Heidi, and Frank show at FHFShow.com. Go check it out.
All right.
There you go.
Even that was somewhat delayed, I thought.
Wow. Let's see. We got Jody next to play. Hello, Jody.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm doing well. We're doing well so far. We're 1 for 1 during Movie Password. Now this round, Mark Ellis will give you your first clue and tie in the movie. Here we go.
Planes.
Navy.
Buddies.
Fighter.
Top Gun.
Top Gun! Yeah! All right. 2 for 2. You also got a 1-year VIP to the Frosty, Heidi, and Frank show. Stay on hold. Next up is Arlie. Hello, Arlie.
Harley. This is Harley.
Hey, Arlie. Hey, all right. Heidi's going to give you your first clue on this round, entirely in the movie. Here we go.
Missionary.
Vietnam.
Vagrant.
Headband.
The Patriot.
No. No, it's not the
By the way, I
Patriot.
meant mercenary.
What you
I
said?
know. You said missionary.
Oh,
Sorry, I was thinking about last night.
disregard the first part of that word.
Yeah, missionary Vietnam. We're not talking about your last vacation, Frosty.
Oh. One can dream.
And
It took me-
technically, Frosty, it's not Vietnam.
Yes.
No.
The first one.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
You sure?
Pacific Northwest.
I thought he had well, we're giving it away now. Emotional issues related to.
But okay, yeah, but.
Yes, but-
okay,
well, yeah, but-
The main takeaway from this is that Heidi said missionary, and then she joked about she was thinking about last night, and it took me 7 seconds to realize she was talking about intercourse and not. I was like, did Heidi do something for children last night? Did you go to some poor country last?
That's not your position of choice, Mark Ellis.
I just don't have a lot of sex, Frank. I think that's what it's not at the forefront.
It wasn't
of my
even
brain.
like that. Boom,
No.
that's the first thing that comes to mind.
All right,
I'd love
Mike,
for a missionary to make love to me.
you had the 4 clues. Do you know the movie? Do you have it for the steal?
How about Rambo?
Rambo! Yes, there it is. You also
Yeah,
got
buddy.
a 1-year VIP to the Frosty, Heidi, and Frank show. Comes all these privileges. So
Did
stay.
you by chance have the Mammoth break?
I don't have any more tickets. I gave them all away today. But see, if you win a
I'll take
VIP,
one,
then that
that's
doesn't
all.
really count as winning, right? As far as like it takes you out of the running for other prizes. If you win a VIP, it doesn't count as 30 days. You can't win anything else.
Awesome, so I could still win.
You can win tomorrow
You can still,
again.
it's like a bonus gift. So stay on hold. We'll hook you up. Christy's next. I think it's up to Frosty to give the first clue.
Oh,
in this
God
round.
help you.
Christy, you ready to play?
Hello, I am ready.
Hi, Christy. Here we go.
All right.
Stupid.
Stupider.
Haircut.
Dumb and Dumber.
Heidi, you weren't even
I
needed.
didn't
Didn't
even, I wasn't
even
even
need
needed.
Heidi.
I'd love to say it was haircut that put her over the top, but I'm pretty sure it was stupid and stupider.
Yeah, I think that would tell you. All right, Christy, you got a 1-year VIP of the Frosty, Heidi, and Frank show.
Woo-hoo, Thank you.
Thank you.
You're
Stay on
welcome.
hold. She sounded cute, didn't she? Mm-hmm. All right. Hello, Adam.
Hi.
All right, I'm going to give you your first clue this round, entirely in a movie. Here we go.
Okay.
Ooh. Talking.
Animal.
Gorilla.
Remake.
Dr. Doolittle.
Yes,
Even though we suck, they're killing
I
it.
was thinking about saying
What-
animals,
I was like,
but I
what was
thought
taking you
animals
so
is a
long?
character.
Where?
No, they are.
I didn't know.
They are animals.
That's why I
but
No,
hesitated.
they have names. So like even like gorilla, like there's a name for the gorilla because he's he's talking to animals all day. He's not going to keep calling them by their. I don't call you human.
Right.
They
Yeah.
wouldn't say, "Hey,
what do
dog."
you think, gorilla?
Yeah, he's got a name.
Yeah.
All right, Adam, you won.
Thank you, woman. That was a great contribution.
Stay on hold to get your VIP access.
You're welcome, man.
Thank you. Zach wants to play next. Zach, where are you calling from, Bat?
Long Beach. Good morning, guys.
Long Beach.
Morning.
Yeah.
All right, Zach. Did you go out to the beach recently? I guess there was a sewer spillage down there. Can you smell it?
It actually happens a lot, especially when it rains. There wasn't a lot of rain recently, but yeah, there's been a lot of
They've
food
closed
stuff.
7 miles of the beach. You can't get in it. You can't
Charlie
swim in it. You
Brown's
can't
teacher
get it
on the
all.
phone.
It's supposed to rain today, too. Look outside there. It's like all that.
Oh, maybe to
Oh,
wash
I
away the
kind of love
sewage.
it. I love it.
Kind of
Yeah,
like it.
go.
Sewage, sewer spillage. Good 2 word.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ruin your day.
Oh,
2
yes.
words.
Sewer spillage. All right, Zach. I think
Toilet clog.
Mark Ellis gives you your first
Do
clue
it,
in
Zach.
this round.
Knife.
Killer.
Shower.
Hershey's.
Psycho.
Yes,
Psycho. Very good.
Okay.
Hershey's.
Frank, we'd like to
Okay.
explain the Hershey's reference. Which is
I
brilliant.
got really close to slipping because I was about to say mother, but
Yeah.
then that actually is
The character.
character
That's
name.
all we know about. It's right. It's
We don't know her
Mom
name.
calls her mother. Yeah.
yeah. So that would have been over the line. That would have been a gorilla move.
Yeah.
And the Hershey's, brilliant reference, Frank.
you.
Great play. Great play, Frank.
They used Hershey's to simulate the blood in black and white film for them.
There you go, Heidi. She was confused when I said Hershey's.
I
The
really.
blood going down the drain in the shower was actually Hershey's syrup. It looked
That's
better
what
on
Alfred
black and
Hitchcock
white
decided to
film
use
than
as
something.
And Frosty thought it was just a travesty that they would waste perfectly good syrup.
I know. I'd be at
He
the
was
bottom
so
of that drain.
pissed.
You think Norman Bates is even creepier because he's licking up the blood, and it's like, no, that was.
I said, Alfred, do you mind if I'm on the other end of that drain?
Just pour it in.
That's
Come on,
Frosty's soap dispensers filled with Hershey's inside his shower.
So,
All right, Zach, stay on hold to get your FHF VIP.
So wait, Janet Leigh bled Hershey's?
Use your VIP-ness wisely, okay, Zach?
Yeah, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Gabriel is next. Hello, Gabe.
Hello, sir. Let's do this.
All right, let's do this. Heidi starts this round.
Oh dear. Bowling.
guy.
Robe.
Rug.
Look, man, I'm not the Lebowski. You're the Lebowski. So that's what you call me.
Nice.
There you go.
All right, Gabe, stay on hold to get your FHF VIP-ness.
Were you almost going to dude, and you had to correct the guy?
Oh, right, yeah.
Can't say dude,
Oops.
man. Mike is next. Hey, Mike.
Bye, guys.
Hi, Mike.
You are in luck because Frosty gives you your first clue.
Oh, lucky, lucky you. Females.
Tiny.
Period.
Lesbians.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
I didn't know that part either.
I haven't seen.
Really had every other one besides this. You guys are killing me.
You don't
Can
know
you get
it?
a couple more clues?
No, you only get the 4 clues. What
Period, tiny girl.
would you say?
Females.
I said tiny,
Period.
period, lesbian.
What was your last one, Frank?
The last one was lesbian from Heidi.
Lesbian.
To be fair, that's the clue she's giving for every
No
movie.
clue.
That's all. I just walk around
Oh,
saying
Mike,
it.
you're going to kick yourself. I think you really only need the 2 clues from Frosty and myself.
If you
Yeah,
really,
if
think
you
of
really know
those,
how to
yeah.
play this game.
Female's tiny.
I didn't know the lesbianese issue was involved in.
I didn't think there was anything lesbian about
they
it.
were. Weren't they?
I didn't see it either, but I didn't know there was a lesbian twist.
Well, and how do you know?
Well,
Yeah,
see
Well, how do you know?
because
Because I've seen it.
Already?
There's,
It's out?
There's been many.
There's
There's
been
been
many
many
iterations.
And there's a
really?
book.
I-
Yeah.
There's a
Heidi,
book.
weren't they sisters?
And
Well,
again,
why would that stop you?
in this particular scenario, it's like I'm a janitor at NASA and she's a scientist, so I'm not gonna tell you
Exactly.
how to do your job in this particular case.
All right.
Okay.
Hello, Chuck. I mean, is it obvious or implied?
Hello.
Do they show? Oh,
Is this your Lesdar going off or something we all know?
is it wishful thinking? Or,
All right, Chuck. I think I give you your first clue in this round. Same movie, 4 more clues.
Right.
I think I already got it.
What is it? What is it?
It's by it's Little Women.
Little
Little
Women.
Women.
Oh, wow.
so they're sisters, right? But they were sister lesbian sisters.
Joe March
Hey,
is queer.
So one person's queer.
Hey, I'm
not
planning on
lesbian.
bringing all my coworkers to St. Patty's Day with me. Can
Oh,
I get
cool.
some Flog and Molly tickets?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to bring all your coworkers down there at the warehouse?
We're all gonna ditch work.
How many of you are there?
At least 2 other guys besides me, and I'm gonna try to get more, but I might get fired for that.
All right. I can't give him any flogging. It's my goddamn party. What do you mean I can't give him flogging Molly?
It
Come on,
is
Sammy.
supposed to
Jesus
be our
Christ.
party. I would be like, yeah, you
What?
can come. If I'm having a party at
What?
the house, like,
There are rules for the party.
Tickets to give away to your party. You gave them all away today.
I don't have any more for tomorrow. It's Friday tomorrow.
Ma, the guys are coming over.
Come on, all the guys are coming from the warehouse.
Could he borrow from tomorrow's tickets to give them away today?
I gave you the tickets for today. That's all you have
All
for
right,
today.
let me take a pair of tickets from tomorrow and I'll give it to Chuck, okay?
The
She doesn't
party
look
is
happy,
free, Frank.
You're
The
messing up
party.
the.
This is for the after party for the tickets
This is
inside.
for the concert, but he can come hang out and bring all his coworkers anyway.
You want to do that instead?
Well, we were planning on coming out to hang out anyway, but I thought maybe me and my wife could catch the show afterwards.
All right, what does your wife look like if you had to compare her to a celebrity?
That's the determining factor.
Yes, it is.
always.
She's like Abigail Spencer mixed with like a young Cher. You've liked her pictures on Instagram, Frank.
I've liked your
That's a
wife's
free
pictures
ticket.
on Instagram.
Which character in Little Women would you say she most resembles?
All right. She looks like a young Cher. You gotta have her there. All right. Go ahead and give him some Flogging Molly tickets, Sammy. We'll find him somewhere.
Sammy is not
Thank you, Chuck. We'll find him
Not
someplace.
happy
You stay
right
on
now.
hold. We'll hook it up for you.
So St. Patrick's Day is Tuesday this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I get back from South by Southwest Tuesday morning.
Oh.
So
You'll have to stop by.
I will send
Why
you
not?
a text.
Oh. Can you imagine hanging out with Flogging Molly on St. Patrick's Day?
It would be unreal, dude.
I mean, that's bucket list stuff. This
Yeah.
stuff never happens. That's why I'm saying go to 955KLOS.com and get the pre-sale tickets. It stops at 10 p.m. tonight, and then it goes on sale to everybody tomorrow. So get your pre-sale tickets right now with the keyword or password St. Patty, because this is never going to happen for you again. This is bucket list stuff.
Say,
Mark, that's
St.
where you get your
Patty,
ticket.
is that D's or T's?
T's.
T's.
S-T-P-A-T-T.
Do you know the story behind double
Matthew.
D's and double T's?
Is this another missionary
I
conversation?
know the story
It's
behind the
gonna-
double A's that I took care of and got double D's. That story I know. The T and the D I
You
don't.
should have gotten double T's. That's all I'm saying.
One
I'm
time-
more of a 9-volt guy.
Yeah.
He just likes it on his tongue. He likes testing it.
Ah, it hurts. This one's good.
Now I know what I'm doing for the next hour.
You have time for one more, Eric?
Oh, sure. We're breaking all the rules today.
Let's break all the rules since
All of
I
them.
broke one with Sammy. Here we go. Next up is going to be John. Hello, John.
Hey, how you doing? Long time listener, first time on the most badass show on the radio.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome.
All right, John. I think it's Mark Ellis's turn. I think it was mine, and then you guessed Little Women. Chuck did. So
Yeah, right.
I give you your first clue this round. You are the last one to play movie password. Here we go. Buddies.
Retired.
Young.
Geriatrics.
Oh man, I had everyone except for this one.
Aw.
That's what people always say.
That's all right. It's all right.
No guesses.
No guesses from you.
Good
Maybe
loser,
Andre
guys.
has it for the steal. Come on, Andre.
Is it Bad Boys?
No, but we got to give you four more clues so that Mark starts.
All right.
Unhappy.
Elderly.
Seniors.
Fishing.
Grumpy Old Men?
Yes! Boom! There you go.
All right.
You got a
All right.
1-year VIP to the Frosty, Heidi, and Frank show and all its privileges. So stay on hold. We will hook you up with that. Mark, thank you for coming in once again.
We love it when you're here.
Love you guys as always. I will see you next week. Big movies coming. Now we're starting to get excited. Now we're going to get some Valentine's Day movies coming out soon. So we got a lot to chat about.
And be sure and check out Mark Ellis this weekend down at the Comedy Store. Go out and see some comedy this weekend. Check out the Comedy Store with Mark Ellis.
He'll make you
And,
laugh hard.
MarkEllis.net for the tickets, right?
Yes, sir.